Hello everyone, Bone Harvester here. Today we will examine Knight's C6 variations in English attack versus hyper-accelerated dragon. I prepared 11 variations for this video, and I have to say before starting, 10 e5 move is a very complicated and long variation because we will examine in part 2. Let's start. e4, c5. And queen d2, it's English attack. d5, knight c6. We examined our last video, castle queen side here, and this video we will examine knight c6 variations. Knight c6 is very important continuation in this variation. We have to take care of this one and work very well, study very well, and keep going. And e5. Let's take a look here. In this position, white's plan is basic. Blocking g7 bishop's way, kicking king's defender knight away from king side, and gaining space from center and king side, and attack opposite sides with pawn storms and piece play. As black's position is very comfortable because after knight d7, black must put in pressure on e5 with f5, f6, and trying to attack white's queen side with using b file and a5 square with queen. It's easy. Keep continue. f6. This move is very important for opening g7 bishop's diagonal. h4. White started pawn storm from side and flank and trying to reach black's king side, but it's not important. It's not very important. It's not very serious attack because after this position, I have to say, look, c1 bishop, f1 bishop didn't develop it. a3 bishop not joining attack quickly, and d2 queen cannot attack because its way blocked. And take a look what black's pieces, they are for example, f6 bishop's way is open, diagonal is open, b8 rook is open, and queen is well placed. Black has no problem, but white has problems because undeveloped pieces and its position not its position not developed. It's not very well positioned for attack. Keep going. Queen b4, mating with the idea mate on b2, b3, rook f4, and the position is black better and white's king is under serious pressure. As you can see, this position is comfortable for black and I prefer black side here, and engine says same with me. Okay, let's go second variation. Instead of castle queen side, rook d1. Rook d1 is a positional continuation, not very sharp. Bishop a6, bishop e2, queen c7, bishop f4, and queen a5. White has nice pressure on central squares and d5 pawn, but black has nice well positioned bishops. That's because black has nice pressure on white's queen side. Position is nearly equal, but engine says black is better. In my opinion, this position is equal. Let's take a look. Third variation. Yes, third variation, bishop d4 here. Instead of long castling, e takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop d4. This quite popular move because I find too much games in database, online databases and lichess databases, chess trees databases. This is quite popular move. That's because I made this variation, third variation. Bishop takes d4, queen takes d4, e5. Black trying to use open e file. Queen c5 here, knight takes c3, knight takes c3, e4. It's a very good position for black. White cannot take e4 pawn. If white take e4 pawn, as you can see, black will fork and regain its pawn with h4, queen h4 check. White king stuck center. White king is in center, and black has a better position for the diagonals to open lines, files, and diagonals for attacking central king. Let's take a look at other variations. Knight d5, knight d5, cd5. This variation is quite popular too. The best move here, c3. This is very good answer against this variation. Let's take a look this variation. After we can take a look side variations. c3, queen b8, rook b8, attacking this pawn structure. Don't forget, you will face too much times against this pawn structure versus fianchetto bishop. The weak square is here, this pawn. b2 pawn is weak. If you take b2 pawn, game will drop. Black will win this game. Its main plan. Always try to attack. Always put pressure on b2. Bishop e2, queen a5, castle d4. Trying to attack and take b2 pawn. Take, and b2 down. And overmore, c3 pawn is isolated. This pawn will be lost in couple of moves, and endgame will be more advantage for black. Okay, let's take a look. Instead of c3, if white plays castle long side here, it's dangerous move for white because as you can see, b2 pawn will be under huge pressure. White have to be careful in this black's attacks. Rook b8, b3, queen d6, bishop d4, e5. I have to say something here. After bishop d6, take care, black squares white's queen side. These squares are all very weak and quite dangerous for white. White has to be very careful for black squares. That's because white played bishop d4 here. So white wants to exchange dark squared bishops and trying to defend dark squares in king side. e5, black avoiding piece exchange and trying to hold bishops on board. Bishop b2, bishop e6. This variation really, how to say, devastating. Black has devastating advantage here. He has central advantage, space advantage, bishop dark squared bishop and black's dark squared white's dark squares are really weak, and black can use files strongly. Black is good here. I prefer black. Okay, let's take a look other variation. Yes, knight takes d5, and last variation is castle longside here. This 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 move is big mistake. Bishop takes c3, queen c3, knight c3, take, check, a5. As you can see, black is exchange up, and black's position is clear winning. Clear win, yes. He's minus 6 points up. It's clear winning. Exchange up, pawn up, and also it's important threats a4 here. It's clear winning too. Yes, we took a takes d5, knight takes d5 variations. Let's take a look other variations. Let's start again main variation. Knight c6, bc6, castle longside, bishop e6, instead of e5, bishop h6 here. This is important variations because we have always take care serious attacks against our king side. Bishop h6, d takes e4. This interesting move, trying to open files and trying to exchange. Basically, black looking counterplay from center and d file. Black searching counterplay, just it. That's why try to open e file. Bishop g7, king g7, knight e4, knight e4, f takes e4, queen d2, king d2. It's not bad move. Trying to reach c3 square, preparing for endgame after some simplifications. Rook d8, bishop d3, c5, threatening win bishop with pin, king a3, king f6, bishop e2, king a5. Let's take a look position here. The black king is very comfortable and active in center, as you can see. A5 square is black, and white has white bishop, the light squared bishop. That's because black king is very comfortable in center, and a4 pawn will isolated pawn. A4 pawn is isolated pawn, and in future moves, black will take this pawn because it's isolated pawn and it will be under serious pressure in future. After black takes this isolated pawn, black will have a central connected passed pawn. This central connected passed pawn meaning clear winning for endgame. This variation is very comfortable and playable for black too. Let's take a look at other variation. Bishop h6, d takes e4, bishop takes g7. Instead, bishop takes g7, queen d8. This variation is small mistake because white underestimates queen h6 check here. Queen h6 check, queen h6 check, queen d2, bishop d2, rook d2, and e takes f3. After e takes f3, white position going to be weakened because pawn structure is separated if white takes, and black has pawn majority in king sides. The pieces are better developed and castles in the d file are ready to go war, ready to go fight, as you can see. But white pieces still not developed, and it will be a problem for white. Let's take a look other variation here. 7. E takes d5, C takes d5. Let's keep going from main variation for understanding easier. Knight c6. Instead of e5, bishop h6, and ed5, our variation here. ed5, cd5, and bishop d4. The bishop d4, as I said before, trying to exchange dark squared bishops and keep safe white king sides, because b file is very dangerous. Rook b8, b3, queen d6. As we talked before, dark squares are vacant and looks quite dangerous for white. Knight b5, queen d7. This position is completely equal. In my opinion, black pieces are developed a little bit better, and black has central pawn. This is minor advantage for black, but not enough to winning game. It's good. I prefer play black side here. Also, white's dark squares are vacant. It's a more advantage for black. Let's take a look other variation. ed5 and cd5 and bishop a6 here. Bishop h6, bishop a6. Let's take a look here. I have to say something here. Bishop h6 may be dangerous for white in some cases, which is good to take bishop h6 when there is no knight that can go quickly g5 square. For example, knight f3 to g5 or somewhere else. g5 square, because the queen moves away from the battlefield after takes. Queen went far away from the battlefield. As you can see, here is main battle area. There is not battlefields because white has not developed pieces and not positioned well for attacking black's king side. After queen h6, white queen will be retreat back, and it's meaning losing tempo. This variation and this maneuver give him tempo and time for black. Let's continue. Queen b6, h4, trying to attack because white's moved his queen here and his queen just staying here. What his job? We have to generate threat in black's. White have to generate threats in black's king sides. Then this move will be understandable. But if white cannot, this is just useless move. Rook fc8. Black preparing attack on white's king side. As you can see, it's important maneuvers. Bishop d3. White preparing and developing its pieces, trying to create some threats and pressure on black's king side. Rook ab8, knight a4, queen b4, and b3. Let's take a look again. White's king sides White's king sides dark squares are vacant again, and white still has no serious pressure in black's king sides, but black has serious pressure on white's king side. For example, maybe d4 here after queen a3 check and trying to pressure here. It's really dangerous, looks very dangerous. As you can see, engine says -3 points for black. This position is clear win for black. That's because his queen very useless here. Still no pressure, still no attack, just useless. Let's take a look other variations. 8 g4 here, ed5, cd5, g4. G4 is trying to attack black's king side quickly. It's premature attack. Rook b8, bishop d4, as we talked before, trying to exchange these two bishops. Rook b4, knight a2, queen b8, c3, queen c8. As you can see, black's pieces are extremely dangerous, and white's king side is under serious pressure. What can I say more? Black's bishop pair looks very dangerous, and there is nice maneuver here. Knight d7, exchange bishops, and use a pawn, knights, or knight c5, and knight a4 is very dangerous here. These moves are completely winning, in my opinion. White has just defend here. White cannot attack black's king side. If you are defend, just defend. You can't find attack. You can't find enough time for attack. That's because I prefer play black side here. As you can see, engine says more -1 -1 advantage for black. This is Stockfish 10. It's very strong chess engine. Okay, let's take a look other variation. Where is 9, 8, and 9? h3. We have to go this variation. E takes d5, c takes d5, g4, queen b8, rook b8, bishop d4, rook b4. Instead of knight e2, h4 here. White trying to keep attacking black's king side. It's an idea too, and dangerous idea. White must always play most strong moves. This is scaling move because putting pressure on black's king side. That's why people sometimes making mistakes. Knight e4 here. It's very interesting move. Double attacking queen and knight, and also double attacking d4 bishop. That's because rook b4 is very good move. Queen e3 takes, and knight g3, attacking h1 rook, rook g1, queen b6, pinning queen and pinning rook. Rook d3 and d4. That's why rook pinned here. If rook moves, black will fork piece, and after c3 down, black squares going to be weakened again, and black will won from dark squares here. Minus 3 points more. Engine says this variation is good for black. Let's take a look other variation. King b1. Instead of a5 here, king b5, king b1. King b1 is prophylactic move for trying to attack black's king more wildly and defending a2 square, because a6 bishop always attacking this square, and if knights run away, a2 will be under attack. This is good and understandable move. What black will have to play here? What black have to play here? D takes e4 as always, trying to open d file and search counterattack. F takes e4, queen b8. This is very dangerous and very good move. Black threatening here. Knight takes e4 and mating on b2 square. Also, black want to play rook d8 and trying to exchange pieces, some pieces, and simplificate game and stop white's kingside attack. Rook a1, knight takes e4, bishop d4 as always, bishop d4, rook d4, knight takes c3, queen c3, and rook d8 as I said before, searching counterplay. Black must take this rook d8, or white must play bishop here. Otherwise, black will mate on d1. Bishop d3, developing always better. Rook d4, queen d4, and bishop d5. This is completely winning because black is pawn up, and this pawn is connected passed pawn. It's meaning after exchanged queens, after when black join endgame, this connected passed pawn will meaning clear win. As you can see, engine set plus and minus 2 points for black, and with 50 depth. Let's take a look other variation. Bishop e6. Instead of f5, h4 here. h4 is last variation. h4 is trying to attack quickly black's king sides, and understandable move, and I faced this move so much times because everyone playing this move very similar with English attack versus regular dragon. You have to play here queen c7, queen c7, bishop h6, d takes e4, again as always trying to open d file and search for counterplay. Bishop takes g7, king takes g7, knight a4, knight a4, f takes a4, queen d8. Rook fd8, queen c3, h5, take, and bishop g4 here. As you can see, black will take a pawn, and this pawn is isolated pawn, and white has 2 heavy, 1 minor pieces. It's not enough to attack black's king sides. This will be endgame. This game will be in small moves after small time after. This game will be change endgame, and this isolated pawn will be big weakness for white, big problem for white. Also, black has 1 piece up, 1 pawn up. It's enough to winning game, and as you can see, engine says minus 1 point, maybe 1.5 points more for black. It's very good. I like this position because king in center, isolated pawn, black pieces are well positioned. For example, these moves are scaring. And let's see. These 11 variations is about 9 knight takes d6, c6. I tried to explain everything as clear as I can. If you have any question or ask something, please leave a message. It's my second video. I know I have some mistakes. Sorry about that, and see you later. Bye.